What are the earliest signs that a relationship is going south?
That's a good question. I think the earliest signs are, I would say a few things. One is where we start shifting from, I think the two biggest mistakes people make in relationship are sort of counterposts to each other. So it'll seem a little contradictory. The two biggest mistakes people make in relationships is thinking that people are going to change and thinking that people are never going to change. Okay? So you're dating someone and you're like, if we get married, they won't drink so much. Like right now they're drinking a lot because we're young and we're partying, but as we get older, they're going to drink less. If we have a kid, they're going to drink less. It's not, you're thinking someone's going to change, bad. Okay? But similarly, thinking this is how this person is and they're never going to change. Like they're always going to be this way. Like they're kind to me and they're always going to be kind to me. They're funny and they're always going to be funny. They're sexy to me and they're always going to be sexy to me. We're deeply sexually attracted to each other and we're always going to be that. Thinking that it'll never change, it'll never transform because we're constantly changing, right? So thinking that we're not going to change and thinking that we're definitely going to change, those are two really dangerous things. And what do they lead to? They lead to small disconnections and resentment. That then I think the earliest sign of a relationship starting what I would call the downward spiral is you start to count, like keeping a scorecard, and then you start using the scorecard. So it becomes things like, well, why should I leave him a note? He hasn't said a nice thing to me all week. And then he's going to go, why should I be nice to her? She hasn't talked to me once this week. Well, why should I talk to him? And the last two times I talked to him, he was just, and this is just a downward spiral. And by the way, you're right. You're right. Like we don't have sex like we used to. Like we don't sleep together as much anymore. Well, you don't talk to me as much as you used to. Well, I don't talk to you as much because every time I talk to you, we get in an argument. Well, we get in an argument because you dismiss everything I say and you assume it's bad faith. Okay, you're both right. Now what? You don't have to be married, guys. You don't have to be in a relationship. Like you can leave. Or you could reverse that spiral really easy by like just changing the direction of it. Like, because that same concept of like, well, you're not this, so I'm not going to this. Well, you're not this, so I'm not going to this. Okay, you can change that cycle by I'm going to do this even though I don't have to. This good thing, this kind thing, this warm thing. And maybe that goes, oh, well, they did that for me. Like maybe I'll do this thing for them. And then it starts this positive spiral, right? So I think when you start to see the first step of that negative downward spiral is people starting to like treat each other poorly as a reaction to perceived transgressions of the other, right? So, well, I'm not going to clean up that dish because she didn't clean up my dish. Cool. That's great. What's the end game on that? Like, neither of us has to be nice to each other? Cool. Okay, you're right. Like, you don't have to be nice to each other. I thought the idea here was we wanted to be together and happy. I thought that was the idea. Like when we had that big party and you had the dress and I had the tux, remember everybody's in the room? The whole idea there was this person makes me happy. I make them happy too. We're going to like really try to make each other happy. That was the goal, right? So when did it turn into this like, well, you did this, so I don't have to do this. Well, I did this, so I don't have to do this. Like, when did it turn into that?
Just angry roommates.
Yeah, like resentful roommates. Resentful roommates. And by the way, I'm not saying that resentment sometimes isn't born of something totally fair and legitimate. Of course, like it hurts when someone doesn't see you. It hurts when someone's inconsiderate. But the solution to it is not to escalate in this arms race. The solution to it is to go, okay, that's not the game we're playing. Like the game we signed on for is not who can fail each other more. The idea was, how can we show up for each other? And I think that that's a noble pursuit. I think it's something that we can try. So I would say that's a huge first crack in the wall is when you start counting those things and you start negatively reacting to each other in this downward spiral. The other thing too is I think, when you just stop you just stop. I mean, look at it's actually kind of easy to look at. You know, my mom used to say that intelligence is hard to define, but you can spot stupid a mile away. Like a good relationship is harder to define than a bad one. Like we all know what a bad one looks like, right? So maybe a good relationship is one that's like missing a lot of the bad stuff, you know? And so I think when I think about what are the first signs that a relationship is cracking, I think about, well, what are the first signs that we're falling in love? What are the first signs we're falling in love? We have excitement about seeing each other. We care what the other person thinks of us. We give thought to the manner in which we're showing up for this person. We want to bring our best self to the person. We want to look good for them. We want to smell good for them. We want to say the right thing. We pay attention to what we're doing, you know, like how we're behaving. And you know what? That's work. That's work. Like, I get it. And there's value, by the way, in knowing that this person loves you even in sweats and kind of whatever, you know, but the truth is, like, it's too easy to just fall into that and go, okay, well, like, I'm not, because again, remember, when you fell in love with each other, you were trying to present a certain, you know, sometimes it was like you had Spanx on your personality. I'm not saying that that's what you should do is be false. I don't think you should even be false in courtship. But I don't think makeup is lying. I think makeup is accentuating the positive, accentuating the negative. I think that's what happens when you're first dating. Is like when someone's got something good about them, you like shine a light at it and you're like, oh, I love this about this person. And when they fail, you kind of go like, oh yeah, but that, you know, it's not like big of a deal. Like you know, it's not like, because you want it to work so bad that you're like, yeah, no, that's like, I love all these things about them. And yeah, that thing, I forget, that thing's no big deal. Okay. So like when you stop doing that, that's the sign. That's the sign. Because again, that's a practice. Like that's not a phenomenon. That's not a supernatural force. It's a practice. It's a habit of mind. Like relationships are just a habit. Like it's a series of habits, an amalgam of habits. It's an amalgam of ways that we relate to each other. That's all that it is. So why not just look at what it was? What were we doing back then? What little kindness were we showing each other? What little tiny gestures were we showing each other? You know, it is little shit, man. It's little stuff. It's like putting your hand on the person's back when they're walking through the door. It's giving each other a kiss when you see each other. Saying, "Oh, I missed you." You know, like I like it. Like, oh, you look pretty. You're. Oh, like I'm so lucky to have you. Like all the little things you used to say that you just stop saying because there's other things to talk about and they seem more important. Okay. But don't. Just reel the tape back. Just reel the tape back. I'm telling you. Try it. Try it. Maybe you're right. Maybe you lost the plot completely. Maybe it's over. Maybe you were poor choices for each other. Maybe it's done. Isn't it worth trying that? It's simple. It didn't cost anything. Just try it. Try it and see. And if you say, because here's the thing most people say. They're like, well, what if I do all that? What if I leave the note? What if I say the nice thing? What if I do the nice thing? What if I all that? And then this person still never shows up. It never creates that positive spiral. Okay, then you know. You did everything you could do. You know, you tried. Like, how much poorer are you for it? What you're really saying is, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared if I do this and it doesn't work. And they don't do that for me. They don't love me as much as I love them. That's what you're afraid of. Like, that's really the core of what you're afraid of. If you're not really trying in your relationship, it's not that you don't care about your relationship. It's that you're afraid that if you try, the other person won't try. And that means you don't have value, right? Like embarrassment is, you know, I did something stupid or I did something wrong. Shame is there's something wrong with me. And I think that's the thing we're afraid of. We're afraid, what if I keep trying and showing up for this person and then they don't do it for me because they don't really love me? Like, because again, I think it is much harder to be loved than to love. Like, I think we feel tremendous amounts of love for people and animals, and like we feel a lot of love. I think a lot of us don't feel worthy of love. And we're terrified that we're not worthy of love. We're terrified that if someone really knew us, they wouldn't really love us. The only way that they love us is that we've sold them a bill of goods. We've given them bright ties and bullshit to the point where they believe. But the truth is, like, we desperately want to be loved. We desperately want to be worthy of love. And I think we are. I think we really are. I think we're all like flawed, we're all heroes in the right moment. We're all villains in the wrong moment. But like we're all just trying to do this, man. And I really believe that most of what we get wrong in relationships stems from the mistaken belief that we're not worthy of love and all the things we do to protect ourselves from having to confront that fear.
Hey, if you liked that video, you need to check out this one here, and I'll see you there.